Hey guys, this is Nick. I am about to make my first EDC video. That stands for Everyday Carry. And I'm going to start with knives, because that's the main thing I do carry every day. And I'm going to show you what I started off carrying, and then what I've progressed to till now. What I started off when I first got into knives was this, the rest of this knife. I started off with a flipper knife. It was a very cheap $7 Chinese knife that I had gotten as a gift, and it had like a 4-inch blade. I reviewed it already. If you haven't seen that, you can watch that if you want. But it broke because I let some kid play with it, and he broke off or loosened one of the screws, and it got lost. So this handle piece came off, and basically I had to take off all the other handle pieces because it didn't really work. But if I could still get the knife to work, and I could get a screw to replace that, but is it really worth the time being like a $7 knife? The worst thing about this knife was that it was very, very heavy. Like, it was 4 or 5 times some of the other knives that I'm carrying right now. And it was bulky and unnecessary, and I liked it because it was cool, but that was it. So that was the first one I had. And I've gone through a couple that I do not have because I give knives as gifts a lot. Like, if somebody has a birthday, I give them a knife. That is where this knife went. I have the boxes for them still, just to remember what they are. And sorry. This was a all stainless steel knife. It was a locking knife, obviously. It was a chisel ground blade, meaning that it was only sharpened on one side. The other side was just flat. It was pretty sharp. It had a good point to it. The first day I got it, I carried it tip up with the blade up here when it was closed in my pocket, and when I went to reach for it, it was pretty loose, so I stabbed my finger reaching for it. So I kind of decided not to carry it, and I eventually gave it to a gift, as a gift for my brother on his birthday. And he kind of liked it because he has crappy knives himself. He got one of these same knives. His still works because he never used it. But okay, then same time I got this knife, I also got this knife, which I also gave away as a gift to one of my friends. And it was a nicer knife than that one, in my opinion. It had plastic handles. Like, the inlay here is plastic, but it kind of looks like wood if you don't really look too hard. The blade shape was very nice. I did like the little clip point blade it had. It had pretty crappy thumb studs, and it was pretty tight. But it was a decent knife. I probably wouldn't have kept it. This I got for $2. It was very good for $2. This one I also got for $2. And gave those both away as gifts, and they were happy with them, people I gave them to. So around the same time, I also got this knife. This is another $2 knife, and I've made a couple modifications to it, and the big thing about it is that the pocket clip broke off because it was only inserted into plastic, which is not something you want to do with your knives. You can't expect much from a $2 knife, but pocket clip broke off. What I have done to this is I've added zip ties onto it, and that just makes it a little bit easier to open. And you can do a pocket, it flips out when you come out of your pocket. I'll show you that later. But it's got a nice blade shape. It's a little hawkbill kind of blade. It's got a little oval for opening originally, but I like the zip tie kind of method better. It's got this little wave here. I don't know what it's for. I think it's just for looks, but it's kind of stupid. The handle is okay. It gives a pretty good grip. It has no traction at all, but you can't expect anything out of this. It's really cheap, crappy plastic. It gets pretty loose. I tightened it a little bit last week, and I haven't used it since then, so it's still pretty tight. But if I used it once or twice, it would be really loose. You can hear that, but that's probably just from my zip ties on there. Sorry if the angle is awkward on this. I'm filming this with an iPad, which is pretty dumb, because I don't have any other decent cameras. I could use the iPad or iPhone camera, but it would block off it blocks off the sides with black bars. So that brings us to, I'll get to all this stuff later. This is some of my nicer, well, cooler stuff. This is what I'm carrying now. This is the Gerber Remix. It is a drop point blade. It's somewhere in between a drop point and a spear point, I would say. It's got a very nice blade shape. It's very useful. Sorry about the lighting. I'm trying to get you to see the grind on it. There it is. It's pretty nice. I scuffed up the blade because I use this knife a lot. It is very dull because the only sharpener I have is a shitty kitchen sharpener, which does not do good for folding knives. You can see that it's sharpened really crappily all the way to here, and the sharpener that I have cannot reach this little inch here of blade, and that's the factory edge. The factory edge you can't really see that well, but the factory edge is actually still better than the edge that I sharpened. And that's just to say how shitty the kitchen sharpener I have is. I'm investing into either a Spyderco sharpener, what is it called? I forget the name of it. Spyderco makes a very nice sharpener though. And I'm also looking at the Edge Pro Apex, which is a $250 sharpener, so I gotta save up a little bit if I want to get a decent edge on all my knives, which is what I want, because I cut a lot of boxes at work and stuff like that. I got a lot of wear on the blade after only a few weeks of using it. It's got good thumb studs, good jimping. This thumb hole is the main thing with this knife. That's what makes it a unique knife. I haven't seen anything else like this. It gives you a very good grip. It's not too uncomfortable, but when you're really using it hard, it's kind of uncomfortable because the edges are rounded, but there's still a little bit of sharpness there when you're really just digging into something. Like, I cut cardboard a lot with these. This knife was just really coolly designed. They got it's very milled out. It's pretty light. I think it's around 4 ounces, I believe is what it said. The steel is similar to 8CR13 MOV. It's in that family. I don't remember exactly what the numbers are. You could probably look it up. This is the Gerber Remix, just to remind you. The pocket clip is decent. It's not, you can see how much room it's got. It goes about that far. It's probably going to bend a little bit over time, but that's alright. This is I believe that this was a $30 knife. I bought this at Walmart. And it's done its purpose. The steel that it has, it gets a very good edge, although I can't get it with my sharpener at the moment until I save up for a better one. But it dulls very quickly is the problem. So if you do have a sharpener that's good, you can get it to have a very good edge, but you'll have to sharpen it pretty often to keep a good edge. But overall, it's a very, very good knife. I would recommend it to just about everybody. It's unique, so it's something I'm probably going to keep for probably forever. There is another version of this knife that I do want to get. It is a Tanto version. It's got the cutoff right here, and it's got a G10 textured handle on it. And this knife I like so much that I want to get that other knife, which is almost the same. So that tells you how much I want this knife, or how much I like this knife. Okay, so now we're going to move on to some of the other things that I don't everyday carry. I got this as a gift. This is a skinning knife with a wood handle, brass screws. It's full tan. It has jimping, but the jimping sucks. It doesn't do anything. Like over here, it is the same as right here. The grip kind of sucks because your thumb will bump this if you were holding it naturally. It's got a gut hook that's for skinning deer. That's what this knife's intention is. The blade is okay. It's got a pretty deep grind on it. It's decently sharp. I have no idea what the steel is. It says stainless, that's it. That probably means it's a shitty steel. It is made by Frost Cutlery, I believe? No. Chip Away Cutlery. This is a knife that you would buy on the TV, like Cutlery Corner. They sell really cheap knives that aren't too bad, but they're not very good. So it says it's 7 inches overall, yada yada yada. It comes with the leather sheath. The leather sheath is okay. It kind of sucks to pull it out. Basically, it's got a button and a little strap. And this gets caught on the strap a lot, but it's a decent sheath. I'm probably never really going to get any use out of this knife because I'm probably not going to find myself skinning any deer anytime soon. So I have 2 things I'll either do with this knife. I'll either give this as a gift to somebody who does skin deer or go hunting or anything like that, or I will modify this heavily. Like, I will take off this wood handle and I'll probably replace it with a paracord wrap. I'm going to tell you more about my paracord that I got. I got this paracord for $1.50. This is something like, I don't even know how much, but this is decent paracord. I got it for $1.50, all of that. It was like $6 at Home Depot, but I got it from somebody else. But I'll probably take this off and put something else instead of the wood handle, and then wrap it in paracord, and then I'll probably grind off this whole gut hook because I'll never use this. And I'll probably dull this edge right here, or cut it to a certain angle, because if you're not being careful, that'll bump your finger, and that's a sharp point right there. Like, that'll stab you. And I'll probably fix the jimping, because right now it's really shitty. It doesn't do anything. I could go in with a Dremel and I could fix that. I could make it really good. This also has a finger hole. That's kind of what a lot of skinners have. It's pretty sharp. I probably wouldn't use it. I'd probably use it in this grip. But the whole knife overall, it only has one real use, and that's for skinning deer, and I bet you it's not very good at that. But it's cool. It's another kind of knife to have. It's one of my only fixed blades too at the moment. The fixed blade that I do want to get right now is a neck knife. It's the CRKT Minimalist. It's got very deep finger choils. It goes into the knife handle, and it gives you a very good grip. It's not a very big knife. It's meant to go on a necklace, so you can just pull it off. It's a fixed blade. It's a pretty cool knife. That's probably going to be one of my next purchases. I don't know. But that's the box it came in. Get rid of that. This is something cool that I got. I got these brass knuckles. They're not brass. I believe they're just steel. They're painted black. I'm probably going to paint them over with a tan, like a flat dark earth kind of color, and wrap this part over here in paracord as well, just for a little bit more comfort. It fits me barely. Like, I can barely get my fingers in there, but it's pretty good once it's in hand. And this right here is a solid weapon. Like, this will crack your skull and kill you. Like, this is not a less than lethal weapon unless you're hitting in the body. Like, if you go for the head with these, you're probably going to kill somebody. These are illegal to carry, and I don't know what the laws of them are for ownership. I just got them. I really don't care. I think there's a loophole legally where you can sell them as a paperweight right now. They just have like a little thing, and they just sit there. There's like a little peg, so it sits at an angle, so they can sell it as a paperweight. But really, they're still just brass knuckles. But yeah, I got these for $5 from just some dude selling them. This right here I got from the same guy. It's a 22 bandolier. You could really I'm probably really going to just use this as a belt. I do have 22 guns, so I might actually use this at some point, but really it's just a novelty. I got this for $4, I believe. Same guy. And this right here, I got a while ago. I got 2 of these it was originally as a gift. I saw this on Amazon, and I saw one that was $14. It's the same thing, and then there was 2 for something like $17. So I got this and another one. They came with really, really shitty nylon wrap with like plastic underneath and all that, and it was really terrible, so I just took that off. And again, I'm just going to use paracord, and under that I'm going to put these little foam things. I just got these. These were under the feet of a table, so I cut these in half. They used to be in a square like this, so I cut them in half so that I could do this with them and just put them onto the handle so that I would get a really decent grip. And I'm just going to cut that out so it fits the handle perfectly, and then screw it into these holes. And then over that, I'll wrap the paracord handle, and I'll probably show you guys that when it's all done. I'm also gonna, I might paint the blade in a flat dark gray color. I don't know yet. But, yeah. Okay, so sometimes I'll also carry a flashlight. I believe this is a Maglite brand. This is a red one. It's actually pretty light. It looks heavy, but it's not. It's just about the same weight as my knife, which is about 4 ounces, so I'd put this at, this is probably a 5-ounce flashlight, which is not bad. There's a lot of knives that are a lot heavier than that. So this, it gives off pretty good light, if I can get it on. It looks a lot duller because I have a lot of lighting on going on right now. Let me turn it off so see if you can see. It doesn't really accurately show how good it can be, but it does pretty well for its actual job. So yeah, I believe this runs off of AA batteries. I really don't know. I haven't opened it up. This right here is a gift I got. It's just a novelty. It's a motorcycle with a blade in it. It's a pretty crappy blade. It's super dull. I've never taken a sharpener to it because I'm never going to use it. It's just cool. It's a motorcycle. I might re-gift this eventually, because I'm not too into motorcycles. Like, I might get a motorcycle at some point, but I don't know. It's pretty cool. This is one of the other things I've been carrying. This is a Victronox. I believe this is just the classic one. This is their main Swiss Army knife. This is very difficult to do with one hand because I have to hold this iPad. But this thing has a bunch of little tools. The biggest thing in it is the little scissors. And these work pretty good. They do what their job is. I cut open little plastic things. I cut open some coffee mix for my job. And yeah, they work pretty decently. They're not the best scissors, but they're not the worst. Especially for their size. Let's see if I can just open this up so I don't have to waste too much time. I'll probably edit a little bit out of this. It's got a file on it. And yeah, I basically just do that on nails. And that's also got like a flathead screwdriver kind of thing on it. And I'll get out the blade for you. This is the blade it has. It's really thin. It's not very amazing, but it does its job. It's basically for cutting tape and opening little things that don't require a lot. It's very, very thin. It is decently sharp. Also, what this little Victronox has, and the side right here in the handle, is tweezers, which is kind of cool. They're little tiny tweezers. They're steel. They got a little plastic thing here for the outside, and they just go back in the knife. But, yeah. Also, on the other side, they've got a... Hold on. Let's see if I can get it out. It is a little plastic toothpick. And I've been carrying this on a paper clip and a carabiner, and I just clip this onto my belt loop and put this in my back pocket. So it's in the pocket, but I can just pull it out very easily. But anyways, yeah, that's it. I forgot to show you the box for the Gerber knife. It's got a lifetime warranty, which is the big thing. So if anything breaks or anything, I will send it back and probably get a new one or to fix my old one. Here, let me show you the rest of what I normally carry, which is what I wear and how I carry it. Okay, so mostly I just wear a big jacket with a lot of pockets. This one I got for an amazing deal. This was something like $30 when it's like $115 retail. And it's got not one, not two, not three, not four, not five. This is also a pocket. 6 pockets, 7 on the inside, and 8 altogether. So I could basically carry anything I wanted in this jacket. So yeah, normally what I'll do is I'll carry my primary knife in this pocket on the outside, and just pretty much yeah. And if I'm not wearing a jacket, I'll normally carry a knife in my pants pocket, in the watch pocket, the little right here. And what I'll do with this knife, this is what I was talking about earlier, what I did with the zip ties, and when you pull it out, it deploys, or it's supposed to deploy, and it just kind of catches on. It's not doing too great right now. It's supposed to do it like that when you pull it out. So let me try and get a good go with it. So you're supposed to pull it out and do it pretty quick so it just deploys the blade right when you pull it out. So you don't have to take the knife out and then go for your thumb studs to open it. So that works okay for a $2 knife. A lot of knives, like Emerson knives, actually have that built in, but I just put zip ties on. Also what I carry a lot is a lighter. This is a cheap lighter. I don't smoke cigarettes, but it's just nice to have. If you don't have a flashlight, it's for light. If you need to burn something, obviously, you have a lighter. I wear a belt normally because keep your pants up. This has holes all the way around, so it works pretty well. This is how I was saying I carry the little Victronox. It just hangs and goes down in the back pocket. And that's about it. And also, just for a heads up, I started wearing high tops, and I wouldn't recommend wearing high tops to many people because they take forever to get on and off. And that's going to be it for my EDC update. I'll probably make another one of these because I'll probably be carrying different stuff. So see you guys later. I'll probably do other videos in the future, and that'll be it for today.